Welcome to the agenda session at WACSSO Annual Conference. This is your short guide to the session proceedings. If at any time you need to leave the room during the agenda session, you must inform WACSSO staff at the operations desk. Please also let them know when you return. The operations desk is at the rear of the room. During the agenda session, formal standing orders and rules of debate will apply. These will be explained shortly. On your conference tables, you will find copies of the booklet, The Effective Meeting Guidelines, which covers meeting procedures. In the centre of the booklet is a flowchart that shows the passage of a motion during the agenda session. This is not only a great guide for today, but also for your own P&C meetings. Here are some of the most important points to remember during the passage of a motion and subsequent debate. At all times, the chair will control the debate. If you choose to speak during the debate, use the correct microphone. There are 2 microphones at the rear of the room that are clearly labelled for and against. When speaking, the first thing to do is identify yourself and the P&C you represent. Then let the conference know if you are speaking for or against the motion. Here's a brief overview of standing orders and rules of debate. Standing orders are the rules that govern how the entire agenda session is conducted. Rules of debate are the rules that must be followed from the time a motion has been moved to when it's put to a vote. All motions must be moved and seconded. The act of seconding means at least one other delegate wants the motion to be considered by the meeting. The mover of the motion has a maximum of 4 minutes to speak to the motion. This is an opportunity for the mover to explain the reason for the motion and what it is hoped it will achieve. The mover can also reserve the right to speak. All timing of speakers will be conducted by a WACSSO timekeeper. Once the mover of the motion has spoken, the chair will call for delegates to speak for and against the motion. This will be in the sequence of against, for, and so on. All speakers other than the mover of the motion have a maximum of 2 minutes to speak. If you wish to speak, you should quietly move to the appropriate microphone and wait for the chair to call you to speak. A delegate may only speak once during the motion, so it's a good idea to have some points prepared before you speak. When you do speak, you must address conference through the chair as they control debate. If you are an observer at conference, you don't have the right to speak during debate. Only registered delegates have that right. The chair will close debate and can do so if 2 delegates have spoken for or against the motion consecutively. This is to prevent repetitive discussion. Once debate has closed, the mover of the motion has the right of reply and has 2 minutes for this. At any point during debate, a delegate may move an amendment. An amendment is a change to the original motion. An amendment can't change the intent of the original motion. It is usually used to make the motion more acceptable, make it easier to understand, or simpler to put into action. There are some rules governing amendments, and these are the most important. WACSSO constitutional motions may not be amended at conference. Delegates will be asked to vote on the motion as written. All other motions can be amended. If you have already spoken to a motion, you can't move an amendment to that motion. Please consider this before you choose to speak. When an amendment is moved, the debate on the original motion stops. The amendment must be seconded before it is debated. At this point, it is only the change that is debated. Once debate on the amendment has closed, the amendment is put to a vote. If the vote on the amendment is carried, then debate will continue on the amended motion. If the vote on the amendment is lost, debate will continue on the original, unaltered motion. Procedural motions relate to the conduct of the meeting and are usually used to draw attention to any irregularity in proceedings or to change the standard proceedings. Some common examples of procedural motions are point of order. This is usually raised if standing orders are breached. The chair will rule on this and the ruling is final. Dissent from the chair. This occurs when a delegate disagrees with a ruling from the chair. Adjournment of debate is used when a delegate believes it would be better that the debate be left to a later time. This is useful when there is insufficient information available for delegates to make a truly informed decision. Once debate has been closed, the motion is read out and put to conference. It is then voted on. If it is a constitutional motion, it requires a 75% majority to be carried. For all other motions, only a simple majority is required. This is 50% plus one of delegates. When voting, each affiliate has 2 votes. If your affiliated organisation has only one delegate, you will need to hold up a yellow voting card in each hand. If you have 2 delegates, you will each need to hold up a voting card. In this case, both delegates must vote the same way. If the outcome of the vote is not immediately clear, the Chair will instruct WACSSO state councillors to tally the vote. This has only been a brief overview of proceedings. To develop a better understanding of how the agenda session will run, please refer to the Effective Meetings Guidelines booklet or hold up the red Help card and seek assistance from a WACSSO state councillor or staff member. Or you can seek clarification from the Chair. We hope you find the agenda session informative and enjoyable. And remember that any P&C can put forward an agenda item for conference. This is a powerful way that parents have a direct voice in public education.